Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra. The Chi Season 8 Episode 9 serves as the emotional setup for the season finale, bringing months of tension to a breaking point. Secrets finally come out, friendships begin falling apart, and one shocking confession completely changes the direction of the story. By the end of the episode, almost every major character is forced to make a life-changing decision, and while some choose honesty, others choose sacrifice. Let's break down everything that happened, explain the ending, and discuss what these shocking twists could mean for the finale. The episode begins with what should have been one of the happiest moments for Emmett and Keisha. Their wedding is only days away. Emmett is busy choosing the perfect suit while Keisha shops for her wedding dress alongside Tiff. On the surface, everything appears normal. But underneath all the smiles, both Emmett and Tiff are carrying the weight of Nuck's death. Emmett is overwhelmed by guilt because he knows exactly what happened. Tiff is terrified that the truth may finally catch up with her. Meanwhile, Detective Toussaint becomes more determined than ever to solve the murder. She is now convinced she knows who is responsible and obtains an official warrant to search Alicia's former home. The search is incredibly thorough. Every room is examined. Furniture is moved. Hidden spaces are opened. The house is practically torn apart. Despite all that effort, Toussaint fails to uncover the evidence she desperately needs. Tiff and Victor manage to cover their tracks remarkably well. However, the investigation is not a complete failure. Toussaint discovers Tiff's hidden cash and confiscates it. Losing that money creates another major problem for Tiff, whose life is already beginning to spiral out of control. Elsewhere, Victor spends time with Reg and Jake following their mother's death. The brothers go through old photographs and memories together, creating one of the episode's most emotional scenes. Rather than focusing on crime or violence, these moments remind viewers that every character is carrying emotional scars far beyond the current investigation. At the same time, another family experiences an emotional reunion. Shay finally returns after being away for much of the season. She decides that Devante has spent enough time living with his father and believes it is time for him to return home with her to Pittsburgh. While some relationships begin healing, others continue falling apart. Without Nuck leading the operation, the 63rd Street mob is struggling financially. Smitty realizes they cannot continue operating the way they have been. Their only realistic option is reconnecting with Jordan, an old supplier who once worked with Reg before leaving that dangerous lifestyle behind. Whether Jordan agrees to return remains uncertain, but the group clearly needs help if it hopes to survive. Meanwhile, Bakery faces his own impossible decision. He knows Detective Toussaint is getting dangerously close to the truth. At the same time, he also knows that revealing everything could cost him his life. When Tiff asks to meet him, Bakery refuses to become the fall guy. He makes it clear that he will not falsely confess simply to protect everyone else. For a moment, it appears the confrontation could turn deadly. Fortunately, Victor arrives before things escalate. He immediately takes charge of the situation and reminds everyone that panic will only make things worse. Back at home, Lene excitedly talks about their future together, giving Bakery a brief reminder that life beyond Chicago is still possible. One of the most important moments of the episode comes later that night. Emmett experiences an emotional dream unlike anything viewers have seen before. In the dream, memories blend together with comforting images of his late mother, Jada. The dream feels incredibly real. More importantly, Jada delivers the message Emmett desperately needed to hear. Stop hiding. Tell the truth. When Emmett wakes up, he finally follows her advice. He tells Keisha everything about Nuck's death. This confession changes everything. Although the truth hurts, Emmett understands that building a marriage on lies would have been even worse. Keisha is devastated. She immediately realizes she needs answers from Tiff. The confrontation between the two women becomes one of the emotional highlights of the episode. Neither woman completely agrees with the other's choices. Each believes they acted for understandable reasons. Yet both also recognize that too much has happened for their friendship to ever return to what it once was. For longtime viewers, this is particularly heartbreaking. Their friendship has been one of the emotional foundations of the Chi since the beginning. Now it appears permanently broken. The damage becomes even more obvious when Keisha decides to move her wedding somewhere else. It is a quiet decision, but it speaks volumes about how deeply her trust has been shaken. Meanwhile, Detective Tuiscent still refuses to give up. She questions Bakery once again. This time, feeling increasingly desperate, he points her toward an important piece of evidence. A video showing Nuck killing Rob. The recording gives Tuiscent even more reason to pursue Tiff. An arrest finally seems inevitable. But then another shocking sacrifice changes everything. Just before Tiff can be taken into custody, Victor steps forward and accepts responsibility for the entire cover-up. He willingly allows himself to be arrested. It is a remarkable act of loyalty. Victor understands exactly what prison could mean for him, yet he chooses to protect the people around him anyway. His arrest leaves Fatima emotionally devastated. She had finally gathered the courage to express her feelings, only to realize she had waited too long. Just when it seems every storyline is ending in tragedy, Bakery receives a much-needed reminder of hope. He visits Shad at the sports center. There he discovers that young students, including Devante, have been reading his book. More importantly, they genuinely connect with his words. For the first time in a long while, Bakery realizes his painful experiences may actually inspire someone else to choose a better path. Shad also receives unexpected good news. Darnell offers him the opportunity to own his home through an affordable payment plan. After everything Shad has endured throughout the series, this moment finally gives him a chance to build a stable future. But the biggest twist is still waiting. As the episode reaches its final moments, Reg quietly approaches Detective Tuiscent. He calmly tells her that he killed Nuck. Then he takes her directly to the burial site. With that single decision, the entire investigation changes. Reg willingly accepts responsibility for the murder. Whether he is telling the complete truth or sacrificing himself to protect Victor remains one of the episode's biggest mysteries. Considering everything that has happened throughout the season, it seems far more likely that Reg is choosing to save his brother instead of saving himself. If that is true, his confession becomes one of the greatest acts of sacrifice seen in the series. The ending leaves viewers with several huge questions heading into the finale. Will Tuiscent discover the full truth behind Reg's confession? Can Victor live with someone else taking the blame for his actions? Will Emmett and Keisha still go through with their wedding after everything that has happened? And perhaps most importantly, will Reg's sacrifice actually protect his family, or will it only create even more tragedy? Episode 9 does an excellent job setting the stage for an emotional and unpredictable finale, where every major decision made this season is finally about to have lasting consequences. Now it's your turn. Do you think Reg truly killed Nuck, or is he sacrificing himself to protect Victor and everyone else? Share your theories in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one.